Hello, my darlings. This is Annette of AnnetteLeonard.com back again with an episode of Chronic Wellness. We are continuing the conversation about mixed connective tissue diseases. Now, just a refresher, the main mixed connective tissue diseases are scleroderma, lupus SLE, and polymyositis. And sometimes Sjogren's syndrome gets put in those diseases as well. And oftentimes, if you have one of these, you also have Sjogren's and or Raynaud's, and sometimes they're considered overlap diseases. Now, the thing about these mixed connective tissue diseases is that they're all quite serious. Because our body is full of mixed connective tissues, their propensity to attack can be virulent and disastrous. In the case of polymyositis, the disease that I have, it attacks your smooth muscle tissue, which is all of your skeletal muscles. So anything that helps move your body from your quads to your lats to your biceps, and muscles like your heart. And so in the case of all of these diseases, you are at greater risk for developing a very serious disease called pulmonary hypertension, which is a disease that impacts the heart ultimately, but also can include heart and lung function. That is about pressure in the heart and therefore the ability for the heart to pump and circulate blood. Additionally, scleroderma, which is a skin hardening disease, impacts all of your body's tissues that include skin. And what most of us don't realize is that a significant portion of our internal organs are made of skin, and that includes the whole of our GI tract. And in the case of lupus, lupus can attack almost any system in your body, it turns out, just from kidney to heart. And any of these mixed connective tissue diseases are at a higher rate of risk for developing interstitial lung diseases. And I know a great deal about this one because about 2 years after my polymyositis kicked off and I had a muscle wasting disease, I developed a rapidly progressing pulmonary fibrosis or interstitial lung disease that progressively was turning my lungs to scar tissue. And this is irreversible, this is life-threatening, and it turns out is one of the ways that these diseases greatly increase mortality. So, fun. These mixed connective tissue diseases are not curable. They are autoimmune in nature and can, in many cases, not in all cases, can have their progression be slowed, can in some cases be managed. They are considered to be relapsing, remitting, although for some folks, a continuous battle is at hand, and the intensity of always managing some part of a disease state and or managing flares in a continuous kind of way. And in many cases, the same cadre of autoimmune meds are used, from biologics and corticosteroids and some meds like hydroxychloroquine and things that are used to target rheumatoid arthritis. What's true about the classification of autoimmune diseases is that the greatest number, and therefore the folks that the greatest push of pharmacological meds that are being used and the studies are designed for and where the money is rheumatoid arthritis. And so many of us, myself included, are benefiting from the studies that are being done on folks with rheumatoid arthritis, because those of us who are in the rare disease category, there's not a lot of money to be made on us. And so we are benefactors of those who have other autoimmune diseases, because we are using the class and categories of meds that are used for other autoimmune diseases. Now, of course, the downside is that when they don't work for us, or when the dosages are wrong, it becomes tricky to figure out or manage or find the right fit for our particular conditions if the standard rheumatoid arthritis dose isn't what we in fact need. So tell me about your experience. Do you have a loved one or someone in your life with mixed connective tissue disease? Do you have experience? Do you have questions? Have you been diagnosed with one, or do you suspect you have one? If you do have one, what's working well for you? Do you have tips or tools that you would share with us in the community about what's been helpful, even just in flare management, even if it's not with medications? All right, thanks for sharing a few minutes. If you haven't subscribed or liked, please do. Please share this with someone you think would be useful. And until we're together again, I thank you for tuning in. And till next week, be well.